So I have been waiting for the seat bracket for 2 months. It's been 2 months to the day. It's the Hookie lowered one for the bobber, but we'll install that now. Gonna run through the tools that I have. So have, of course, the torque wrench, torque everything down, have the breaker bar, have a T50 and a 17 millimeter. And I am going to try to take some measurements to see what the actual height difference is. I'm going to try to take some measurements. I have the seat bracket modified back a little bit. I'm going to take the measurements from how I have it right now. I'm going to put it to the factory all the way back, and then I am going to mock it up with a new one. So yeah, take some measurements, see what we get at the end, and yeah, let's go. So day 2 of this install, essentially it's all done, but just wanted to go through it with you guys and do first impressions while it was light out. First of all, gonna run through these bolts. So these 3 T50s are torqued to 48 Newton meters, and then 2 nuts holding the seat on, which are 17 millimeters, they're torqued to 38 Newton meters. But yeah, gonna run through the measurements in a second, but essentially this is how I have it set. It is 5 centimeters right here. Wanted to give myself some room for the travel of the factory shock. Had to also, well, another reason why I moved it up is because the rear bolt that mounts from the seat to the bracket, it was very close to one of the spring loops, so wanted to give myself some extra safety and just ran the seat up enough to make it flush with the seat bracket, which I will post a quick picture. So I did a couple different measurements and I did it 3 different ways. So first one was from the center of the bars to the very front of the seat right here, comparing it to how I had the stock mount modified compared to the stock mount without modifying it, compared to how I have it set up right here, where I feel like it gives me the space back here for not bottoming out and hitting anything. So stock from the bars to the seat were 22 millimeters shorter than the modified and this one. The height of it overall from stock all the way back to the ground, measuring on the opposite side, was 29 millimeters from a unmodified seat bracket to this seat bracket where I have it sitting, and then a 26 millimeter drop from the modified seat bracket I had to the ground. So this is at least an inch drop, if not more, depending on where you have the seat mounted. If you don't have a rear fender or have an aftermarket one that sits closer to the tire, you could definitely run the seat farther back, but I am very happy with how this sits. Gonna go do a ride and probably do a review on how this actually rides.